A lawsuit filed against Disney claiming deceptive business practices in regards to the sale of Magic Keys revolving around the reservation system and claiming no blockout dates. This is a doozy, y'all. Get ready, buckle in. We're going to talk about it up next. Hey everybody, welcome aboard to another episode of Orange Grove 55. So in this video, some news broke yesterday that was actually very, very interesting. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the article. This is from WDWNT.com. Okay, so it says here, lawsuit filed against Disney alleges Disneyland Resort's Magic Key program deceptively advertises quote unquote no blockouts despite reservation difficulties. Okay, so it says here, it's no secret that the Magic Key program, the replacement for annual passes at the Disneyland Resort, has been rather controversial among fans for its notorious difficulty to secure reservations for the two California theme parks. One woman feels that Disney falsely advertised their highest tier Dream Key as having no blockout dates, despite the very limited bucket of reservations available for key holders, and such is suing Disney. Okay, so let's dive into this. This is actually very, very interesting. Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I don't really think, and look, I'm not a lawyer. Okay, I want to make that very clear. I'm a layman. I'm just giving you my opinion. I could be totally wrong, but I just want to kind of give you my feedback as to what I think is going to happen here. I don't see this lawsuit succeeding. Okay, and the reason why is because when you buy those Magic Keys, there's a lot of fine print. Okay, with all these purchases. And, there's a lot of language in there, legal language. Disney has a team of lawyers that comb through this stuff, and they insert all this stuff in the fine print about, subject to availability and things like that. I think Disney legally, whether you agree or disagree with their decision with the reservation system regarding blockout dates and what have you, but legally, I'm sure they're covered. Okay. I'm sure that when you purchase the Magic Key, you pretty much sign away all your rights. Okay. I'm almost certain of that. So I don't think this is something that Disney would have overlooked. It's definitely addressed, I'm sure, in the fine print. Okay. So I don't think it's going to go that far. And here's the thing too. There's always going to be, look, when you say no blockout dates, there's always been blockout dates, even when, the old annual pass program, when we had like the Signature Plus and all that. Yeah, they're promising you 365 days a year, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're like obligated to give you that necessarily. I mean, what if the park shuts down due to an earthquake or due to, extreme rainy weather or whatever? It could be a million different things. They're not obligated to like cover you for those days. Okay. Legally, Disney's protected for stuff like that. It's like any other theme park or amusement park. If Knott's Berry Farm, if you buy an annual pass or whatever at Knott's Berry Farm and, it promises you 365 days a year. Well, Knott's closes down a lot in rainy weather. So could you like sue Knott's then if like say 9 or 10 days out of that year, they had to close down because of the rain? No, no, definitely not. These companies have language in these agreements that protect them from things like that. And I'm certain the Magic Key agreement is no different. I'm certain of it. Now, here's the funny thing, okay? Then it gets into this whole thing here. It says, according to the OC Register, Janelle Nielsen, a Dream Key holder, has filed a $5 million lawsuit against Disney, alleging that Disneyland treats Magic Key holders as second-class ticket holders by artificially limiting Magic Key reservations and the number of key holders that can visit on any given day. This is ridiculous. I'm going to be real with you guys. This is a joke. Okay. When she says they treat the Magic Key holders as second class ticket holders, there's always been a tier system when it comes to how Disney treats guests based on how much they pay. This is not a new thing. Okay. This is not a new thing. When you stayed at Disneyland Resort Hotel, they I don't know if they still do it or not, but they used to have this thing called Magic Mornings, where if you stayed at like the Disneyland Hotel, you would get an extra hour in the morning before the park opens to the rest of the general public. So I mean, Disney's treating the hotel guests differently than the rest of the park goers, right? So yes, there's always been like this kind of tiered system. The more money you spend, the more perks you get, right? I mean, that's just like pretty much with everything. You go to a sports game, you spend more money on seats, you're going to get better seats, right? Same with a concert. The more money you spend, the more perks you might get, or the better seats, or the better experience. This has always been the case. So this whole notion that they're saying, well, treating Magic Key holders like second-class citizens. Well, you know what? The tourists, the out-of-state people, the out-of-country people, and those multi-day ticket people, they must spend more according to Disney's data, and Disney is more willing to accommodate them. This is not new in business. This is not new for business. This is not new for Disney. This is how things work in the real world, So I don't know. Look, like I said before, I'm not a lawyer. Okay. For all I know, this is a solid suit against Disney, and Janelle Nielsen will succeed. Could be. But I really, from my perspective, from a layman's perspective, I don't think there's much here. Because like I said, Disney's got a team of lawyers, and there's all that fine print and all. I'm sure they covered their bases with all this legally in the fine print. And look, I'm not saying that's cool. I mean, it's look, the fine print, it sounds kind of snake oil, and I get that. I understand that. But legally, I mean, we're talking legal, right? And legally, I think Disney's covered. I think all that subject to availability stuff is going to cover Disney. This has not been a new thing for them, or any theme park really. There's going to be days that are going to be off limits to the public for whatever reason. And when a company's promising no blockout dates, they're basically just saying that there's no blockout dates up front. But that doesn't mean that every day will always be available no matter what, right? So we'll see. What do you guys think on this Magic Key holder lawsuit against Disney? Do you think that there's a case here? Is it possible that they beat Disney? Or do you agree with me that Disney probably covered their bases legally with all that fine print? You probably sign away your rights when you order and you purchase these Magic Keys. What do you guys think? I would love to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching Orange Grove 55. I want to thank all of you for all support over the last 5 years. It means the world to me. Thank you. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful day.